of love today. Don't delay. Send yours in right away. Hey, hey. I think I added some A's on there. Happy Friday, Good Friday, everybody. Glad you could join us on another beautiful day in the city. I was listening to a show earlier somewhere, and they were complaining about the heat. Now listen, let me say this. I have come to the conclusion that there is a segment of people that you will never be able to please.
Never.
When it's cold, complain about the cold. When it's hot, complain about the hot. Now, I am, as I've said in the past, the more heat, the better. I want so much heat that you almost get sick when you go outside. That's how much heat I like. I like it that hot. I like it so hot that when you walk outside from your car to the house, you start sweating.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. I like it so hot. That you desire ice cream and iced tea, which I made. You know what? You know, it's Friday, so I'm all over the place on Friday. You know what I can't stand? Why I made iced tea? You got to make cold brew. You ever had cold brew?
Yes.
Okay. The kids loved it. You want to know? You know, I went to get some iced tea yesterday. It was some iced tea in there. You want to know how much iced tea?
A swallow.
That bottom part. Now, this is what I don't understand. Why, and I know it was the kids, why would you take the whole thing out, pour your iced tea, and just leave that little bit? Why not? Right? Empty the daggone thing and put it in the sink. That's all. Just put it in the sink. No.
Nope.
I just took it out. I just took it out. So anyway, that's how hot I like it. But I'm not complaining about this heat out here. I got some guests I'm going to be talking to in just a few minutes. Let somebody know we're on the air. I've got a lot of news to give you about two huge giveaways that are happening in our city over the next few days for those in need. Huge. People are still coming to Buffalo from all over the country. Got some federal people coming in. We have a doctor, I'll talk about it in detail. If you ever heard of Dr. A.R. Bernard out of New York City, he will be here on Monday with tractor trailers of food and household supplies. I'll talk about that. But that's why I want you to call somebody, let them know that we are on the air. Let me do this before I get the guests on. Let me talk about this weekend and this week. Crystal Barton's homegoing. Like none other over at McKinley, I was privileged to be one of the speakers and offer the prayer and just the accolades. She wrote her own service, spelled out who she wanted.
Not mad at it.
It was no question. These are the people I wanted. You know, Crystal Barton was like that. She probably wrote a list of who she didn't want.
Probably.
So I wasn't able to stay for the entire thing, but the words of people talking about Crystal Barton was just incredible. Hi, welcome Tracy Owens, Montgomery, Marie Collins, Kamal, and all the rest of you who are on social media. She was a principal like none other. She spoke her mind. She kept that school in line. Children wanted to go there. And I want to wish our new superintendent, Dr. Williams, all of the luck in the world. I made a TikTok yesterday. Never made a TikTok, except when I thought I had to. So they're trying to recruit for bus drivers right now. Now, let me tell you this. Where's that flyer? What did I have? $28. Where's my $28 an hour? I thought I printed it.
Yeah, it was like, did you even bring it up from the back?
Let me see. Yeah, I did. Buffalo schools working to recruit new bus drivers for coming school year. I got somebody else here who's going to be recruiting. You want to call because I got some jobs that we're going to be talking about in like 4 minutes. Real jobs, paying jobs with benefits. You're hearing me? Jobs. 20. They are recruiting. I think it's $28 an hour. We're just talking in the back about whether you drive a bus. I want to know from the Facebook audience and the YouTube, would you drive a school bus? Would you drive a school bus? Name the school after her. They named the
Auditorium.
auditorium the other day after her. Mark, would you drive a school bus?
Yes and no. It would depend, and I think we talked about this, because I don't like the split shift. So we would either have to go all day.
Yeah.
But I also don't know what age group I would want.
I don't think you really get to pick.
I know.
I mean, what you gonna be like? I don't want to. Yeah. Kids. I'm 57, so kid. Some of them they talk back. Can you imagine? But no, let me not discourage. I'm trying to get.
We're trying to recruit.
It wasn't enough bus drivers for my kid last year. I had to keep going to get them. Got to go. Let me flip this around to a positive.
Yes.
Those of you who are called to drive the bus should do it. And
Absolutely.
those of you who have patience and those of you who want to get paid $25 an hour. I did the math. It comes up to, if you work full time, although you might be on a split shift, it's over $50,000 a year.
And there's overtime.
Oh!
And there's overtime.
No, I take that back. No, it's not. You know what I did? I did 52 weeks. They're out in the summer, right? Some of them.
Some, because you can
Some.
still get trips and things like
And
that.
summer
over the
school,
summer.
because
And
I was at
school.
summer school
Yes.
yesterday. So the superintendent texted me and said, "Hey, can you do this TikTok with us, with some people? Sam Bradford was there, the mayor was there." And so they told me they had cue cards. So all I had to do is read this line, well, these couple sentences, right? Mm-hmm. Then the superintendent decides, because she kind of fly. She was like, "We gonna dance." I was like, no. Because when I left the office on my way to do the TikTok, remember I was doing that dance, like where you got to do your arms like that? And what did the staff tell me? Do not dance.
Please.
They said, don't you dare. So when the mayor arrived, she said, "We're going to dance." The mayor says, "The council president dancing?" I said, "No, I'm not dancing." He said, "I'm not dancing." So they did dance. And we stood there. And
Can't
put our
wait to see
finger up
this.
like this, and said, one something, one vision, one something, one voice. Sam will tell me if he's on.
Can't
one,
wait to see this.
One, yeah, and then they was dancing, and me and the mayor was like just standing there. One something, one vision. I remember one voice, one vision, one direction, one something. So anyway, Kareem Flip says, "No to driving a school bus. I'm too old. School with kids. I would get fired. I'd be fired in the first week."
No, you would.
Oh, yes, I would. Because I can't stand to hear kids cussing and talking back to adults and all that kind of stuff. The people that I'm bringing up in this top of the hour, they're going to have to help me because they deal with this population. Mm-hmm. And listen, you got to be called. You need to be younger than me. I'm 57. I done raised kids. I done had grandkids now. I sit down. This is what I believe in. You get on the bus. You sit your tail down. Now, I rode the school bus. Mm-hmm. But I ain't saying we the best students, but we sat there. It was only like 2 fights on the bus.
Oh, no. I don't know what school you went to.
You had more?
Oh, we fought at least once a week.
Well, you must remember, I went to Faith Christian of the Chapel in
right.
Clarence.
That's right.
I didn't get my hood stripes until I went to Bennett, which I had to beg to leave private school. I begged my parents. They said, "I tell you what, if you get a certain grade, then we'll let you do your last few years at Bennett." I was so happy to walk into Bennett High School and woo, because at the Christian school you had to do prayer in the morning, pledge allegiance. They come around, and that was good. I thank God my parents sent me there. I would have to, but I wanted to go to Bennett because they would be on the bus. They have on music, bah, 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 and then they get off. They had their boom box, and I got guests here. From where you tell us who's here. All right. Since we're on radio, whoever's in the seat, and we only got one mic for him.
Yes.
All right. So you're gonna have to share that mic. We might have to move that mic around. Let me see if we can get you some tech help here, and we're gonna move this around so that both of you can share that one mic. There you go. All right. Let's see, and just talk right into the mic.
Sure. My name is Deirdre Brown. I am the Personnel Supervisor for the Erie County Department of Social Services.
Oh, so I got the boss.
One of them.
Do you? I mean, like you do the hiring for the county
For Department of Social Services.
for social services. Okay. And who do you have with you?
My name is Danita Langhorn. I'm a shift supervisor at Erie County Detention Facility.
You brought Mike, we got two bosses. Tell us what you're here for today.
Sure. So with the Erie County Department of Social Services and Youth Detention, we have several openings at our youth detention facility. And so we are here to let the public know that we have these openings. We have 11 full-time positions and 6 part-time positions.
Wow.
And we're going to be here on Sunday to do an outreach to the community.
Wow. So you're going to be here at church in the hallway and trying to tell me the requirements for the position.
Sure. So the requirements are a bachelor's degree. If you don't have a bachelor's degree, if you have your high school diploma or GED, and you have 2 years experience working with youth, then you will meet the criteria.
Okay, so high school diploma, well, bachelor's degree. If you don't have bachelor's degree, high school diploma, I'm going to say it again, or GED, and 2 years experience. And we know there's a lot of people out there. What kind of experience does count when you talk about working with youth?
Sure. So if someone has been a coach for 2 years, coaching like football or something like that, that would count. Experience working with youth, what's the age of the population?
Anywhere from 15 to 18 is the population. Okay. So if they've had that, they've been a coach. What about if they've been the head of the youth department at their church?
If they have, in that capacity, if they're working directly with the youth, then that will count.
See, it's all these opportunities out here. So let's talk about, what everybody want to hear about, right? Let's talk about nitty-gritty to pay. How much does it pay?
How much does it pay? So it pays $27 an hour
Oh,
for full-time positions as well as for part-time.
now that comes up to, because I did my math wrong on the bus, $50,000, over 50,000 it sounds like.
It's close. It's 40.
On the flyer it says starting pay is 42,160.
Okay, so we close to it.
Close to it.
So it's $42,000 a year, working with youth, teenagers, and in the facility. Benefits, what kind of benefits are there?
We have medical, dental, vision. We have all shifts available. We part of the New York State retirement system.
So this is a job that, and this is so important, everybody, listen to this. This is a job you can retire from.
Hallelujah.
You get a retirement. You had something you want to say on that?
A lot of overtime.
A lot. Oh, wait a minute. Do you have an overnight shift available?
Oh,
So what are the hours? Like it's all day, because there has to be somebody in the
It's a
facility all day.
24-hour facility.
24-hour facility. Overtime is available.
Yes.
Full benefits, retirement from the New York State retirement system, correct? Is that where you get? So you are the shift supervisor for the night?
I'm the shift supervisor on the 7 to 3 shift, the
Okay.
morning shift.
Oh, you got the morning. So how long have you been working with the department?
I've been at detention for 12 years.
Wow. I think I have a family member there, actually, who works there. I won't say his name publicly. I'll tell you offline. My first cousin worked down there for a long time and loved his job. So you work during the day. Why, and you're a young lady, why there?
I like working with the youth. And I started at Erie County Detention with an internship, and I just fell in love, and I've been there ever since.
Is it a rough job?
Yes, it is.
It's challenging.
Yes.
Well, and I think working with youth anywhere, whether it's in the facility or out or in the schools or any place else, but what I want to push is how important it is for people, especially who come from certain neighborhoods where these youth come from, to apply for these jobs. Is that important? It's important to me. I don't know if that's important to you all.
We like to see our staff represent the population that they're serving. So we like to see diversity in our staff because we have a diverse population that we serve.
Yeah, and I think that's so important, being able to identify what disqualifies a person from applying.
If they don't meet the minimum qualifications.
All right.
They also have to go through fingerprinting and a background check. So
If you have a record.
Right, if there's something in the background check that would prohibit them from employment, then that would apply.
All right. So right now you have, say the positions, how many positions open?
Sure, we have 11 full-time positions and 6 part-time positions.
Wow. Is there a reason there are 11 positions open right now? Is this retirement? Are people retiring and moving?
So for social services, just in general, we have about 1,500 employees. So we
Whoa.
constantly have people that are retiring, going to different positions, people resign, people leave for a number of reasons.
Let's go back to that. They go to different positions. So if I get a job over in the facility, is there any room for advancement or transferring to different departments? How does that work? You
So-
can swing the mic over. Anybody
so
can answer it. I don't care.
You could probably
There's
speak about
always room
promotional
for-
path.
Yes, there's always room for growth. The position that we're hiring for, youth detention worker, is the position I started with.
Okay.
And I took the exam, moved on to shift supervisor. We have other positions within the county that you can take exams for. You may want to go over to Medicaid, you may want to go over to DMV, but there's always opportunity for growth.
So there's all these departments that are connected. Folks, this is a great opportunity, and I'm glad that you all are out in the community and not just sticking it in the newspaper and hoping people will see it and that they will come, but you're actually doing this whole kind of going around the entire community to really recruit. Have you been successful in recruiting people of color?
Yes, we have.
Good. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, and obviously you're on a radio station owned by people of color, and you're coming to a church that's predominantly people of color, and you're all over the neighborhoods. Where else have you been out recruiting?
So one of the other positions that I'm actively recruiting for is our Spanish-speaking caseworker position. And so within the last month, I would say, I've gone to the Hispanic Community Breakfast, I went to the Grease Pole Festival. So I'm trying to target all communities.
Good.
And I don't plan just to target Hispanic or African American communities. I want to do outreach to the Native American community as well.
Yes.
I would like to see our population of workers as diverse as the people that we serve.
Well, you got interest right now on Facebook. Somebody said, Veronica Ivy says, county has a union, which is good.
Yes.
So you guys you all have a union shop over there?
Yes, so for the YDW position, youth detention workers, they are part of AFSCME.
Okay.
Other positions like shift supervisor, that's part of CSEA.
Absolutely. So, I mean, there's people saying they're interested. How do they find out more information or apply?
Like I said, we're going to be here on Sunday.
Okay.
But I can also give you my email address. It's deidre.brown, BROWN, @erie.gov. You can send me your resume and just put on there YDW so that I know what you're sending the resume for.
All right.
And then I can forward that resume on to the department for
All right.
consideration.
If you're watching by social media, obviously you can rewind that after we're off the air and say it. Is there a phone number right now that we could give where they could call and get that information?
It's
716
923
923
4041.
4041. Let's say it one more time. Radio, you got to say it 2 times.
716
716
923
923
4041.
41. And they could call, get more information, find out. Any last words that you would like to share with us?
I want people to go out, enjoy the weather, have a beautiful, blessed day.
Oh, wow. And apply. Listen, if I didn't have 14 jobs, I'd apply. I'm telling you, folks, there are jobs out here. I have somebody here almost every week, either at the church, on the radio, who are looking for qualified, good people. If you got people, now you have to be an Erie County resident?
Yes.
So if you have, let's say I move back into Buffalo, do I have to be an Erie County resident for a certain amount of time?
Usually it's at the time of application.
Okay.
There would be an exam, and so you have to, I think it's like 3 months or something like that prior to the exam. I don't remember the exact number of months. But yes, at higher, you need to be an Erie County resident.
Not a problem. Last question. How long have you been in your position?
So I've been in my current position for almost a year, but I started in the county back in 2009.
Well, I can tell that you've been there for a short time because there's a greater effort right now coming from your shop to really go out. This is no disparaging anybody else. I'm just saying your efforts and commending your efforts. Black women are in power right now, all over.
Oh.
This is a black woman, in case you're listening on the radio and you didn't know. She's a black woman. Did you know there's a new black editor? Chief editor for the Buffalo News. Black woman coming from Rochester. Folks, take advantage when we're in these positions and they're trying to bring people and give them a way to live. This is about you living also, but more importantly, I think, being an influence to some youth who could really use it. Thank you. We'll see you Sunday.
Thank you so much for inviting us.
All right. So, Mark, would you do that job? Would you do that more than you would do the bus driver?
Probably.
Me too. And this is
and I'll just say, because especially when she talked about coaching.
Yeah. You're a coach.
Yeah, I could definitely see me more in that role.
I can see you in that role. I can see you in that role and being around, especially the young men, and being able to identify with them, and having a young son and having a young daughter.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark, I don't know. Okay. Let me see my list of things. I want to thank Duncan last week for holding it down. People, they wrote it down, wrote down the phone number. Do they have a position for, that's Tim, for clergy or mentor part-time? If so, I can help,
Call them.
All right, call them. You never know. Call them. Right? Thank you, brother.
You never know unless you ask.
Sister. All right. Cat Massey, when we leave here, those of you who know Cat Massey, we are going to be doing a sign for Cat Massey, street sign designation.
Yep.
One of the victims by the white supremacist, racist, evil, I got a lot of adjectives, in jail murderer. And Cat Massey was in the store. Cat Massey, matter of fact, every time you go into that store and you see the Ndinka symbols, Cat Massey made us aware of that, the Ndinka symbols, and pushed forward on the 33. And so I am honored. And I'm not sure why we're doing it today. I think is it her birthday? And I want to thank Betty Jean Grant for contacting me, asking us to make this happen, and we got it done. So, Cat Massey, where are we doing this at?
We are doing it at Cherry and Jefferson in the little triangle, in the Triangle Park, right there off of Jefferson.
Yeah, and that's where you will see the Ndinka symbols there. And I was there when all of that was unveiled, and Cat will be missed, so it's open to the public.
Yes.
1:00 today. As soon as we get off the air, we're going over. And I don't even have on a suit. I feel really bad about that. You got an extra suit in your car? Okay, I'll wear one of his suits. Although it will be like one arm, I could probably put my whole body, because he's a big dude. I know he got an announcement. Sit on down. So not next week, coming up Monday, Dr. A.R. Bernard is doing a Feed the Need food giveaway here. He 2 tractor trailer. I need you all to pass this on. I'm going to post this on our social media pages, and I'm going to really, really need you to share it. He's doing a Feed the Need food giveaway, non-perishable household products while supplies last. Monday beginning at 1 p.m. here at the True Bethel parking lot, the East Ferry locations. There will be attendants here to direct you. It is not just food, it is also household products. And he's doing it. If you've never heard of Dr. A.R. Bernard, just
Powerhouse.
look him up. He has a mega church in New York, the Christian Cultural Center. And anybody who can have a church that big in New York, New York, where there's not a lot of land, you know that he is a powerhouse. He's also doing it in conjunction with the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And so they chose to come here. I've been on his program several times. And so I am a fan. I was watching one of his sermons that I really want to read. I really want to preach. I guess he had a politician there speaking before he got up. So he gets up and he says something to this effect. I know that the senator in his excitement, spoke, but I want to remind him that we do not bash other politicians here at the Christian Cultural Center. And the politician must have been bashing Trump. So Dr. Bernard says something to this effect that, people can vote for who they want to and not vote. And then he talks about one of Trump's picks for Supreme Court. And basically he was scolding the politician for bashing another politician, which I kind of liked. I think that sometimes when people are running, instead of running on their platform,
Or on the issue.
yeah, or on an issue, it is let me bash and make somebody else look bad. And God knows I have been through that. That instead of dealing with what are the issues that are out there, it's like we got to beat Pridgen or we got to beat somebody else instead of we have to win. And I think when you approach things of I need to beat somebody else, it is not necessarily the best thing for people, because then they don't know where you stand on the issue.
Right.
So again, Dr. A.R. Bernard, the trucks arrive here early on Monday morning. 2 tractor trailer loads. I want to thank already in advance all the volunteers we're going to need. If you'd like to volunteer and help to distribute food, direct traffic, even help feed the volunteers, you can call the church, 895-8222. That's 895-8222. Last thing, it's a lot of good stuff going on. I'll just say this, out of this tragedy, I'm so glad that those 10 lives are not lost in vain. And again, that we didn't tear up our community, but there are people from around the country, if not the world, who are recognizing the needs. Now, some will say, well, why do a food drive? The store is back open. You must not know about poverty. Poverty does not stop because a store opens back up. Especially if you already are trying to stretch dollars and stretch what you have. And so this just helps families, especially those in need. And because he just called a couple weeks ago, we're really trying to get out this information. But poverty didn't stop. But what did happen is a great amount of attention to the needs of people, and I just pray that we do that all the time, and this is no plug for True Bethel or any other church, or maybe it is. We've been running the food pantry now for years and years, and other churches have, and other organizations have. So I want to be clear that Buffalo has been a caring community. You know what? One place I see very active, and that's on East Ferry and Jefferson at the old Gigi's. There is I think a refrigerator out there and food. I constantly see people bringing food just from their house, pulling over, putting, some cans in, and then I see people taking it out. I love that. I love any effort, I love any effort. There is no effort too small that is going to help one another. That's to me how you build a great community. And so finally, we are doing a sneaker drive here at True Bethel. Last year, we were able to collect 500 pairs of sneakers that every one of those sneakers went out to the streets. And when I tell you the line that was there from people in this community who were in need, these kids did not come up and say, well, they had a couple, but that's kids. I probably would have been one of those. They didn't come up and say, I want, Jordans. I'm not kidding you. They were coming up and just saying, I wear size 7. And whatever, and we tried to let them pick, but they were not like walking away if what they wanted wasn't up there. So I want to thank the people who bring gently used or let me start with brand new or gently used sneakers. And some of you got sneakers you never even wore. I had to look back through because I ain't sticking my foot in no 9 no more. That thing say it's a 9. When you lay your foot on that cold metal thing, but that corn say it's a 9.
I can't. Not with the corn.
The corn say 9.5 if you have not taken care of me. Do you hear me? Thank God for my foot doctor, Dr. Wilson, a black woman, by the way, a black woman on Lovejoy. Yep. She keeps the feet right. But every once in a while, Mr. Bunyan, not Bunyan, I don't have no bunions. Mr. Corn decide he want to visit. So anyway, I need to just go through, take those 9. What you laughing about? You ain't said a word. He over there, he like you in the cut somewhere. You don't know nothing about no corns. Let me tell you this. Before I became a mailman, I was a mailman. I had perfect feet. Walking out there every single day, Mr. Corn showed up and messed my feet up. So I had to get surgery, which African-American foot doctor did my surgery. Opened up my little pinky toe. Took off a little of that bone off that pinky toe, but every once in a while. Anyway, and so, yeah.
Wow.
Sneaker drive.
I was going to say, back to the sneaker.
Drop off at 9:07. You can bring it right here to church on Sunday morning or during the week, Tuesday through Friday. And we are going to be having a huge sneaker drive giveaway here at the church, along with just all kinds of vendors and tables. I just signed an invoice to purchase, I believe, 1,000 to 2,000 fully packed backpacks. So that's happening all over. I want to be clear. This ain't just true. It's happening all over. There should be no excuse for any student to go to school in the Buffalo area without a book bag fully supplied, because there are giveaways. Matter of fact, tomorrow, the Day of Hope, is that what it's called? Day of Hope and Healing. And there would be there are 3,000 book bags and school supply, 3,000 wellness resources for adults and children, COVID-19 testing, vaccines for all children, non-perishable food items, giveaway, entertainment, and more. 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Makowski School. Inside the school if it rains, outside if it doesn't. They're feeding people. I'm coming through in the morning. There are so many sponsors, including what the department, what's the federal sponsor? I can't read it that far, but can you see it?
Department of Health and Human Services.
And I have been on the phone with Dr. Q English constantly and consistently. She is bringing all kinds of resources, all kinds of federal folks here. They're already starting to arrive today. Some of them will be staying for churches on Sunday morning and really getting the Buffalo vibe. I know, and I'm going to say it again, it's too bad that 10 lives had to be lost, but I am grateful that their lives are not in vain and that Buffalo is getting the attention. But we have to keep that going, and not only keep it going, but now we've got to do something with it. I want to say this before I talk about your event. I want to say big ups to, and I'm going to say his name, to Mark Blue and what's his co-chair?
Dr. Ansari.
No, well, Dr. Ansari, but Buford. I'm a straight shooter. I was concerned. I said it on this show about getting some monies out to those families. And as I told you on this show before, I talked to the national sponsor who handles this, who's not in Buffalo, and what he said is it's locally driven. And I called the president of NAACP and said to him and to his co-sponsors, thank you, getting the money out of the door to those families. And then even readjusting after hearing some community concern of how that goes. You know, folks, it's easy to bash. It's one of the easiest things to do is to bash somebody else and somebody else's process. But I found that if you learn how to work together and talk and strategize, we get so much more done. We can holler all day long, but hollering doesn't necessarily change anything. It gets attention. But those who sit down and work with people, and it doesn't mean you're going to get everything you want every time you want. It just doesn't work like that. But we got to learn how to work together. What's up, man? What you doing? What you come to announce today?
Same thing as last time. You know, I'm like at the fourth quarter right now with
All right.
Shea Day. Everything is like coming together.
I saw it in the paper. I saw it in a few places.
Yes.
Tell them what Shea Day is again.
Shea Day, Demetrius Shaitan Robinson was like a big instrument when it comes to Buffalo hip hop scene. Mm-hmm. He passed away in 2020 of COVID.
Yep.
And I'm gonna be honest, that's what made me get the vaccine.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
He was close to me, very
Yeah.
close, like a brother.
Mm-hmm.
So when he passed away, and me and him both suffered from diabetes,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm seeing the struggles that he had when he passed away. I told my wife, I said, this is it.
Yep.
I said, make the appointment. I'm gonna take all of them.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're fully vaccinated.
Fully vaccinated plus the booster.
Have you had COVID?
No.
Well, this is crazy because I'm seeing more and more people now start to have COVID. If you notice, our guests who were here early, all of them was masked up, but probably because the environment, also where they work and in close proximity to people coming and going. So I guess I would too. So Shea Day, let me finish that, and then I do want to talk about masking for a minute. Shea Day, what's the day looking like for
August 20th, McCarthy Park. We have the 3-on-3 basketball tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Right now,
There's a talking about cold. Look, Duncan is standing. When I started coughing, Duncan, he ain't even noticed. He kind of moved back out of the way. I don't blame him. There's a prize to the 3-on-3.
it's a little prize, $7,500 to the winner.
$7,500 to the winning team.
Yeah, so people who say that certain artists from the city don't give back, this is Conway Machine's second year
So come on and give him his props.
giving a $7,500 purse. And I'm gonna put this out there
I was
too.
gonna ask where that $7,500
Yes.
came from.
Yes, he
Okay.
gave it last year, and then he's giving it again this year.
Okay.
And he's also doing a big festival downtown on the day that he got proclamated to him last year at Shea Day.
Wow.
So he's bringing all his hip hop friends
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
Outer Harbor this year, to Buffalo.
I think that is so, regardless of whether you listen to hip hop or not, I think it is such a positive move from somebody who comes from the city of Buffalo
Yes.
and has now made it to the big stage, that he didn't get the big head and forget where he comes from. And he just has it. He's included Buffalo in so much, from songs to people to coming back to helping in this $7,500 purse.
Yes, and then this year we included the high schoolers.
Wow. Okay.
You know, I know we can't pay a high school student
Yeah.
to play ball, but if that organization, that AAU team, or that coach who's coaching kids, if his team win a 3-on-3, they'll get $1,000 towards their organization, which can help their organization grow a little more.
Wow, that is so cool. So that's going on. Anything else on that before I ask you? Next thing?
I just found out I have a big sponsor for my bishop, so I'm happy about that after the last time we talked.
Oh, good. I didn't know. I just say
Yeah.
yes. I just yes.
Say yes, I say okay. You got to learn when you ask your father for something, you ask him when he come home from work tired, right?
Is that the
and he in an
key?
okay mood, and you be like, "Hey, Dad, can I go to the movies? I know it's a late movie. Can I go?" When you say yes, you don't ask no more questions. You get away from me.
Is that what my kids do to me?
Yes, my daughter do the same.
Okay. Well, mine's now is, can I go to my girlfriend's house, which seems so weird.
Wow.
Yeah. Can I go to my girlfriend's house? So you know what I said to him the other day? Well, you can go, but you got to take your little brother.
Oh, that's disrespectful.
Do you know what he said to me?
I'm
Oh,
good.
No. He said,
Oh.
okay. but I was only playing. But then I was like, maybe I should send him. Because when she comes, she brings her little sister. So I said, you got to take your little brother. And he didn't care. He's like, okay. So, yeah.
Good for him.
Is it time to mask again? Do you wear your mask at all?
No.
Duncan, you wear yours? No? Mark? Well, I'm around you. I know you don't.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you even carry it around anymore?
No.
I still have
Now
masks in
that
my
I
car.
actually do. I have mask in my car. I think every one of my suit jackets has a mask in it still, just in case.
Because, and I'm asking it for a friend, but I don't have COVID. But truly, I do have some friends right now who have
Not
COVID.
for a friend.
Well, when you say for a friend, people, you know what that means. I'm asking for me, but I'll say, I am starting to wonder, do we need to go back to masks in public? And I don't mean mandated. I'm just talking about I don't know if I'm real comfortable now because I've been around people who call me and say, guess what? And some of them have gotten, not to death. Now, that's the one thing. If you're vaccinated, none of them have passed, but they have been really sick. And I just don't want to be, I've had it twice now. And I don't want it. And I'm fully vaccinated. But you were saying, you said no.
No.
You wouldn't wear it anymore.
You know, I wear it at work. If I walk out my building, because I'm inside Conventus, and I
Okay.
need to go to Tim Hortons, I'll grab a mask to walk over
So you do
to
wear
respect the hospital rules. But when I
it.
walk,
Oh, because you're going into the hospital.
yeah, because my office, my bank is inside the hospital.
Yeah, you have to then.
Yeah,
You have
but when
to
I
wear it.
walk through that key bank door, it comes off.
Okay. Because I found 3 masks on my floor in my car. I decided to clean my car out the other day. 3 masks. I don't know who they are, so they all went in the garbage. But I found one of my favorite ones. So I'm really thinking about, even like in the church setting, because you have people who are right in your face, and I'm considering putting back on my mask. I don't know. What about you, Mark? No. Do you ever think about it? That's what I should.
Oh, absolutely. The funeral I was at on Sunday, it was probably the first time I realized I didn't have a mask on me that I wanted to wear.
You wanted to wear it.
Absolutely. It was tight quarters. And sometimes I really just don't trust people. And sometimes I don't trust the own vaccine that's in me. So, I definitely have the thought like, this is a place I should at least have a mask on me.
Yeah, so that's where, and if they're listening in the back, I don't know if they brought up the sponsors. If they could bring up the sponsors real quick. That's kind of the area that I am thinking about is when I am in a tight spot. Got something else I want to talk about. See, Duncan, that's what you have to go from one topic to the other. You just gotta keep flowing. Just keep going. Seattle area man threatens to kill black people at same top supermarket attacked by white supremacists last May. Did you all hear about this?
Yes.
Yeah, these, huh? Yeah, because there was another one, right?
In DC, talking about the top song, translators.
Yeah, was it Transit or Elmwood? Right. A Seattle area man has targeted the same Buffalo supermarket where a white supremacist killed a group of black people in May. According to CNN, 37-year-old, not saying his name, was charged with 2 counts of making interstate threats after he allegedly called a top supermarket location threatening to kill all the black people in the store. As News One previously reported, on May 14th, 10 people lost their lives. White teenager, 18-year-old, not saying his name, was responsible for the vicious attack. According to officials, not saying his name, reportedly called the supermarket twice, boasting of his plans to kill black customers. During the first call on Tuesday, he allegedly asked an employee how many black people were in the store at the time, which the question caused panic combined with George's such claim that he was nearby and a good shot. Prosecutors said Blank called the store again on Wednesday, ranting about how he wanted to launch a full-on race war with the shooting. Quote, "This is what happens in a blue state," unquote, he allegedly said. Oh gosh, idiots' threats. Idiots' threats came just a few days after the supermarket reopened for the first time since the May shooting. Some community members expressed concern about additional white supremacist attacks ahead of its opening. This suspect has a checkered criminal past. This isn't the first time the Linwood, Washington native has been accused of making terrorist threats by phone. Then why the heck? Let me threaten. I'm going to jail. Records indicated that Idiot harassed several other businesses in Maryland, Connecticut, and Washington. According to one complaint filed back in May, Idiot allegedly called a restaurant in California. He threatened to shoot any black or Hispanic patrons if the restaurant did not close. I ain't even gonna read anymore. See, that's why you can't because there's more out there.
Absolutely.
It's more out there, and that's why we can't let our guard down anywhere. Now, I said it. I'm going to say it again. I totally disagree on these New York State laws that they haven't been passed yet, have they? Did they pass the gun laws?
Yes.
This is horrible.
Yeah, they passed. I believe she already signed them, she being the governor, because they're scheduled to take effect starting in September.
I disagree with these new laws. And I agree on a ban on assault weapons. I totally agree.
Absolutely.
But for those of us who are law-abiding and have the proper permit and are safe gun owners, there is no way that I should not be able to carry my weapon in a populated place. That's where mass shootings happen. There is no way I should have to try to figure out whether I can take it into a store or not. Because if one of these idiots, and I don't care what color it is, but especially, we're dealing with white supremacy, so I'm going to leave it there. If they come into a store, I can't defend myself, but they can because they're going to sneak it in.
Well, and that's the other problem to it, right? So you put these into effect now. They already have all of their weapons.
Yes.
So now you make it hard for anyone now trying to protect themselves. So you still keep those at a disadvantage that are just trying to protect themselves.
And you don't have to go to a store to buy a weapon.
No.
They're called ghost guns.
Yep.
They can make a weapon at home, folks. If you don't know what a ghost gun is, there are 3D printers right now that will just spit it out.
Yep.
They put it together. On the dark web, you can find out how to do it. So now, first of all, it's my constitutional right to carry, number one. But number two, if you look at some people who were saved from mass shooters, they weren't all police who ran in there. They're citizens who are armed and who are able, because part of that law is no carrying in church, no carrying.
Sensitive places is what it's called.
Right, yeah. Sensitive places. I hope there's a way out, like a way to opt out of that, because at the end of the day, I have a responsibility to protect the parishioners of the True Bethel Baptist Church. And whatever way I have to do it, and I talked to some pastors who are just going to go and some of them are looking for private security firms and all that kind of stuff. I got a private security firm right here already. And I just, I very rarely disagree with the governor, but on this one, I am totally in disagreement. And I think that this law needs some tweaking. I want to say this because our majority leader voted against this package. That's what she told me. She voted against it. She's not for it. It was wild because the Sunday that it was going forward, usually we meet in the office after church, just kind of chew on some corn. I don't know why I said that. Why did I say that? That was the dumbest thing. Anyway, and so I said, hey, what do you think about the law? She said, oh, no, I voted against it. That law is going to make criminals out of people who are not criminals. And this is why. It is so many restrictions on where you can legally carry your legal weapon that you bring it in one wrong place, and somebody complains and there's a cop or they call the police, now you got a record.
Yep.
Now, even if you don't get convicted, you got a record for carrying something that you legally can carry.
And I think it gets challenged in court because this law passed 1 week after the Supreme Court of the United States came out and said that you didn't need a reason to disclose why you want to carry concealed.
Absolutely.
So if legally I can carry concealed without reason, and like you said, for a law-abiding citizen, then a week later my local state tells me, oh, but you can't carry it here, 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 and here. To me, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and I just think that because especially Buffalo right now, we still got idiots
Yeah.
threatening to shoot up black people. Still got. I kept saying that there will be copycats. Now they might not get through, but they might. So now what am I supposed to do? Have my weapon in my car? Oh, hold on, wait a minute. Let me run to the car. Oh, give me my keys.
This ain't fair. Let me run outside.
And that's where lives are lost.
Yeah.
Let me run outside and get my gun out of my car that needs to be locked up in a safe in the car now. Like you can't even have it in the glove box where you can reach it real quick. Now that's got to be in the safe. So I've got to get out of the place where I'm at. I've got to get to my car. I have to unlock the safe and then go back in
because it can't be together.
Oh, right. The magazine cannot be the bullets cannot be in the gun. And so I wonder about revolvers.
Yeah.
So because that's not a magazine.
Sure isn't.
So now I've got to load up my revolver if that's what you carry, and then I got to return back. Come on. These mass shooters are not respecting the law. Don't agree. Marie Collins, what you think about that, though? Come on, you ain't said nothing.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you. We got to find a middle ground.
Right. There you go.
And I think we keep overreaching one way or the other with unintended consequences.
Yeah, I agree. We do have to find a middle ground, I always call it sensible.
Sensible.
Nobody's going to get everything. But understand, and I told you, some people were very surprised on my stance when it comes to gun laws. I believe if you are of right mind, if you qualify and you desire to carry. We got nuts out here.
Yeah.
Idiots out here, evil out here. And they are not playing fair. They're not playing fair. So you want to now in response to evil, the ones who are doing good.
I was going to say you restrict the good.
Yes, this makes no sense. I'm totally against it. Marie Collins asked a question, what do you think about the Sesame characters ignoring our black children? Well, I'm going to say this. It's not the characters. It's the people in the costume.
Absolutely.
And then, I almost feel sorry for the like Sesame Street and all that because they're getting the blame. But it's again, the idiot in the costume. And you fire him. But that little costume ain't do it.
No. Yeah, don't blame the Sesame character. And then,
but I get what she's asking.
And don't have, now you want to boycott the Sesame show and all of that.
Right.
Like you said, get to the heart of the matter. And apparently what I've learned is a lot of these Sesame Streets are actually franchised.
Yes.
So they're hiring locally. But there was a former, I guess you want to say mascot. She went on social media and basically dispelled everything that they said, talking about how he probably couldn't see and this, that, and the other. She talked about how it is looking in the costume and it was actually a very good social media video. So I think they will be awarded something civilly, and we'll just see.
Yeah, maybe they'll get $50,000. Ignore my kid.
Oh, it's a $25 million lawsuit.
Oh, ignore my kid. I'm about to take all my grandkids to Sesame Street.
I'm taking my kids there. Ignore them. I want it on video. I'm joining that class action.
Go up there to Bert. Go up to Bert. See if Bert give you a high five. Shoot.
I want a piece of that class action.
Ignore my kids. But it is ignorance. It is ignorance. And I watched the video several times, and if it was done on purpose, obviously it's ignorance. But there are some people, and I got to get up ready, that just they ignore black folks. Now I've watched getting off of a plane. Now Duncan, you fly all the time. They probably always speak to Duncan because he are so nice. I've seen some flight attendants and pilots. You know how they be like, "Hey, have a nice day," and then when people of color get up to them, they start talking to each other.
You know what's funny? Bill Bellamy was just talking about that on the special.
Are you serious?
Yes.
It happens to me all the time.
He said,
I'm not kidding you.
He said before white people in front of him, have a nice day.
Y'all
have
think
a nice day. He said to get to him, they go,
Listen to this. You think I'm playing. So when I travel, I don't travel with a suit. I don't care if I got to be somewhere where I got a suit, need a suit. I'm going to switch that suit when I get off the plane, right? I'm in sneakers, baseball hat, masked up, da-da-da. And even before the pandemic, always sneakers and all that. It is, I think, in their head. Like I've been in first class in the past and asked if it was at my seat from a flight attendant. Wow. And I let me tell you what my answer is. I never open my mouth. Never open my mouth. Because if you didn't ask the person sitting next to me, you're not going to ask me. And that's it. Because I'll usually have on a hoodie. And I never had a hoodie up. I'm 57 years old. I don't walk around with a hoodie up. So I've seen that happen. I've seen, and I wish, I keep saying, I wish, if Bill Bellamy just talked about it, I wish somebody would record it. So you can see that there are, did they bring me the sponsors yet? No. Somebody call in it. Mark, call in the back. Ask them, please bring me up the sponsors. Because it's 12:58. I wish that somebody would record it and show it so that people don't think that we're lying. Yes. Like, it's not a lie. This happens constantly where people of color are ignored or, where I have seen treated differently or talked to. And again, one thing that this white supremacist did, he gave us a key to open up our mouths.
Absolutely.
And to be able to say when there is an inference of white supremacy. And I ain't gonna lie now, I done seen some black folks do it to black folks too.
oh, yeah.
They'd be real chummy.
Oh, absolutely.
Real chummy with other folk, with light-skinned folk, and would look at you like, what? And once you do, oh, yeah, I'm paying the same money, and that's paying your salary. Hobson's the doctor dry cleaner. Listen, I need you to go over to Hobson's. Make sure if you have not seen yet, did you call back there?
Ray Sean is running to get it.
Okay. If you have not seen the memorial from Hobson's, have you seen the memorial?
Yes, I have.
Nice memorial that she put up, commissioned with their own money. And I went over to Hobson's, and she said, "Oh, I'm glad you're here. I want you to take a picture with me and my grandkids." So we got outside. She was putting everybody together, and I was standing there. And she said, "Oh, here's your camera. Here, take the picture." She meant take the picture. So I did take the picture, then I made them take one with me. Hobson's Dr. Dry Cleaner. Also, Brian K. Lewis Funeral Home in your hour of need. Yes, that's what it is, Brian K. Lewis Funeral Home. Listen, I got to go. I'm throwing it back over, going over to Kat Massey's unveiling of her street sign. Until next week, power to the people.